Older women, do this right before he enters and watch how deeply men go crazy for you. Pause for just a moment. Don't rush. Don't push. Because the breath you share in the seconds before he enters you can be the most powerful heartbeat you ever hold. And if you know what to do with it, he will never forget you. Not in his body, not in his bones, not even in his deepest, most secret desires. This isn't about seduction. It's about energy, intention, and a grounded presence that makes a man shiver with desire. Welcome back to Journey After 60. There's a sacred stillness just before everything changes. Breaths intertwine, fingertips brush softly, and the whole world seems to pause. In that moment lies a secret few women know. With just the right breath, the perfect glance, you can make a man tremble with desire and remember you forever. In today's video, I'm going to share 7 precise ways to turn that tiny moment before he enters into an unforgettable memory, and why even after 60, you can awaken the deepest longing inside him. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel, Journey After 60, where we uncover the hidden truths about men, women, and romantic love later in life. Now, let's gently step into the first insight where the story truly begins. Number 1. Eye contact, the silent bridge. Have you ever felt the weight of silence in that fragile moment just before he enters you? In that brief pause, a seemingly simple action can change everything. Eye contact, steady yet gentle, becomes an invisible bridge connecting two souls. It's not just a fleeting glance, it's a silent whisper. I see you. I choose you. I'm here with you. I remember speaking with a woman in her 60s during a morning walk in a local park. After her divorce, she had started dating again. She shared a night when intimacy almost felt overwhelming. She worried about her body, uncertain if she could let go and relax. But in that exact moment, she did one thing. She held his gaze. No words, no urging, just their eyes meeting. She told me that his chest rose and fell, as if that look had melted the last layer of defense around his heart. The next morning, he whispered, "I'll never forget your eyes last night. They touched a part of me no one ever has." That's the power of eye contact. It transforms intimacy from a physical act into a soulful experience. It makes him feel seen, chosen, and safe enough to reveal his vulnerability. When you hold his gaze at that delicate threshold, you awaken not just desire, but a deep emotional connection. So, the next time you find yourself in that breathless pause, don't look away. Let your eyes tell the story he's been longing to hear. And now, let's uncover another secret, not from your eyes, but from the gentle power of your voice. Number 2. Whisper secrets that ignite passion. What if I told you that the words that truly touch a man's heart are rarely bold or loud, but whispered gently on a breath? In that fleeting moment just before he enters you, a whisper can make time seem to stop, anchoring him in a memory he'll never forget. It's not the specific words themselves, but the way your voice lowers, slows, and wraps around him like silk with deliberate tenderness. A whisper can electrify him more than any shout ever could. For centuries, sages have said that breath carries the essence of truth. And when that truth is spoken as a whisper, it becomes a private language shared only between the two of you. A whisper is not a performance. It's a reveal, a gift. When you lean in, letting a few soft syllables slip past his ear, you're not just sparking desire. You're marking a space that belongs to no one else but him. Sometimes, the words are simple. His name, a quiet, "I want you," or even a sigh that becomes language. The magic lies in its intimacy, its privacy, its exclusivity to him alone. Older men, even the strongest among them, crave this closeness. They live in a world full of noise, demands, and chaos. Your whisper cuts through it all, not as a command, but as an invitation. It says, "You are the only one. You are in my world right now." So I want to ask you, if you were to whisper something in that tender moment, what would it be? Share in the comments. I'd love to know the words you believe could turn silence into a trembling connection. And just as your whisper reaches the deepest parts of him, your hands carry their own intimate power. Next, let's explore how your fingertips gently tracing his face can etch the deepest feelings of closeness and desire. Number 3. Touching his face, the gesture that speaks volumes. Sometimes the simplest gestures have the power to transform desire into reverence. One of these is the way you touch his face in the moments just before intimacy. When you cup his cheek, trace along his jawline, let your fingertips linger on his lips or forehead, you are speaking volumes that words could never fully capture. That gentle touch breaks the usual script of passion, opening a sacred depth beyond mere physicality. Philosophers have long considered the human face a mirror of the soul. Emmanuel Levinas wrote that the face of another calls us to recognize, to honor, to take responsibility. In that vulnerable moment, when you touch his face, you remind him that he is not just a body, not just desire, but a person worthy of tenderness and reverence. That realization changes everything. Heat becomes softness. Urgency transforms into devotion. After 60, this gesture carries even greater meaning. It whispers, "I see all the years that have shaped you. I honor every line, every journey, every mark that life has left upon your face." Your hand doesn't just touch his skin, it touches a life lived. And that transforms intimacy into more than physical pleasure. It becomes acknowledgement, a celebration of existence itself. So when your hands cradle his face, pause for a breath. Let him feel not only your desire, but the respect and love you hold for him. Within that touch lies a quiet truth. Passion can be fierce, yet tender enough to heal. It is these pauses that root intimacy, not in haste, not in performance, but in silent gestures that transcend mere desire. When you touch his face with that presence, you are speaking in a language older than words, a language he will feel long after the moment has passed. Once your hands have gently conveyed presence and reverence on his face, another subtle yet powerful force comes into play: your breath. Breath is the underlying rhythm of all sensation, an invisible wave guiding both of you from the inside out. Number 4. Breath, the rhythm that guides desire. It is often said that the body holds truths the mind may forget, and perhaps nowhere is this more evident than in the way we breathe. In the suspended moments just before he enters you, your breathing becomes the invisible soundtrack, silently shaping the entire experience. A slow inhale, a long, gentle exhale that caresses his skin. This is not just physical arousal, it is a whisper. I am here, fully present in this moment, grounded and alive. Intimacy researchers like Esther Perel note that when two people truly feel safe with one another, their bodies begin to mirror each other. Psychologists call this attunement, a subtle synchronization of breath, heartbeat, and movement. When you allow your breath to flow with intention, he will follow unconsciously. Your rhythm becomes his rhythm, guiding him not through words, but through the depth of your presence. This isn't about control, it is an invitation. A gentle whisper saying, "Come with me. Move together in one rhythm." I remember a friend sharing a story from 3 years ago when she started a new relationship after years of solitude. She laughed as she recounted their first intimate moment. She said he teased that he knew I had him from the very moment he felt my breath on his neck. I had set the rhythm before he even realized it. That is the quiet power of conscious breathing. Invisible to the eye, yet shaping the entire energy of the encounter. Breath is the bridge between body and soul, between desire and comfort. So when the door to intimacy opens, do not hold your breath out of tension, nor let anxiety steal your natural rhythm. Instead, let your breath flow, slow, steady, like a gentle song. Allow him to feel it, to follow it, until you are no longer two separate bodies seeking connection, but a harmonious duet. Two breaths, one rhythm, one unrepeatable moment. Have you ever noticed how your own breath shapes the depth of your connections? Share your experience in the comments. Your insight might inspire someone else to discover the subtle power of presence. And when your breaths have merged into a single rhythm, each inhale and exhale carrying your full presence, there is one more subtle way to make intimacy deeply personal and profoundly meaningful. Number 5. Saying his name. The power of personal recognition. A close neighbor of mine shared her story about beginning a new relationship. In those early nights, when she still felt shy and unsure about fully letting go, she discovered a small act with incredible power: whispering his name. Just before he entered her, she spoke his name slowly, deliberately, as if it were the only word left in the world. She noticed the immediate effect. His breath caught, his body froze for a moment, and his gaze locked onto hers with an intensity she still remembers vividly. Later, he admitted, "When you said my name like that, I felt like the only man who truly mattered." That is the silent power of a name. It transforms intimacy from a physical experience into a deeply personal, soulful connection. A name isn't just a word, it's acknowledgement. It pulls him out of any roles or expectations and brings him fully into the present moment with you, where he feels seen, chosen, and cherished. Psychologists also emphasize that a person's name is tightly linked to their sense of self more than any other word. When he hears his name spoken gently in a vulnerable moment, it resonates as, "You are seen, you matter, you belong here." That reminder lingers, shivering and echoing within him long after the moment has passed. So, when you're in that suspended moment, how will you say his name? Softly, reverently, or with a playful touch? Let your imagination guide you, because sometimes the smallest words leave the deepest echoes, a resonance that remains in his heart long after everything has quieted. Number 6. The pause. Holding the power of the moment. Silence can be more powerful than a touch right before he enters you. Holding the pause is like holding the entire universe in your hands. Most of us, especially after 60, are tempted to rush, to fill that silence as quickly as possible. But when you dare to linger, when you allow the moment to stretch, you awaken something ancient and profound within him. Desire transforms into reverence, and anticipation sharpens into a deep, lasting longing. Philosophers from east to west have spoken of the sacred power of pause. Lao Tzu asked, "Do you have the patience to wait until the mud settles and the water is clear?" In love, after 60, this patience becomes a remarkable strength. The pause before intimacy is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is the space where both of you realize you are entering something beyond the physical, a moment infused with experience, maturity, and the refined depth only life's years can bring. When you hold that pause, your body communicates, "I am not rushing to give myself. I am choosing this." That choice radiates through him. Silence becomes louder than a touch, waiting more intoxicating than the act itself. In that moment, he is not merely entering your body, he is stepping into a memory etched deep with every wrinkle, every experience, and every layer of your lived life, all felt and honored. So, do not fear the pause. It is not hesitation, it is mastery. It is not restraint, it is a profound offering. In this stillness, especially after 60, the opportunity to transform intimacy into an unforgettable experience becomes even more powerful. For it is in the quiet before the flame that the spark is felt most intensely. And when that sacred silence finally breaks, only one question remains. How will you use those final 10 seconds with all the experience and wisdom that life after 60 has given you before everything changes? Number 7. The little checklist. The 10 seconds before the threshold. 10 seconds. That's all it takes to decide whether this becomes just another fleeting moment or a memory etched forever in his heart. In those final breaths before he enters you, the smallest choices hold immense weight. Don't drift into routine. Don't let this sacred moment slip by unnoticed. Treat these seconds as holy ground. Begin with stillness. Feel your heartbeat calm, your shoulders releasing, your jaw softening, your body opening without tension. Let your eyes meet his with steadiness, fully present, unwavering, a gaze that silently communicates, "I see you completely." And then your breath, slow, deliberate, carrying intention with each inhale and exhale. Each breath becomes a subtle guide, creating a rhythm he cannot help but follow. His body mirrors yours, unconsciously attuned, sinking into the cadence you've set. A whisper follows, not rehearsed, not borrowed, but born entirely from this moment. It could be a word, a phrase, or simply his name spoken softly. Its power lies not in the volume or cleverness, but in the fact that it is wholly his, entirely present. Your hands trace his face with care, fingertips gliding along cheeks, jawline, or lips. Passion and devotion coexist in this touch, intense yet tender. And then comes the choice. Not surrender, not loss, but a conscious sharing of power. Your body opens, your energy grounds, and your presence becomes unwavering. This is the space he enters, not just flesh, but memory, a sacred moment he will carry long after it passes. 10 seconds, that is all it takes. Within those seconds lies the difference between an ordinary night and a memory that will linger in his heart forever. When we look back, we often realize that it's not the grand gestures that stay with us, but the small, intimate moments, the silent pauses before passion, the gentle gaze, the whispered words, the tender touch, the conscious breath, the deliberate pause. These are the threads that weave intimacy into memory. For women over 60, this isn't about trying to recreate youth or compete with novelty. It's about stepping into a presence so strong, so grounded, that a man feels it in his very bones long after the moment has passed. Intimacy after 60 doesn't diminish, it deepens. It gains dimension, weight, and truth. It's not just about what you do right before intimacy. It's about how you show up in that pause before he enters. That moment becomes a mirror. It reflects not only your desire, but your confidence, trust, and timeless feminine energy. It tells him you are chosen, you are seen, you are remembered. Carry this with you. Passion does not fade with age. It becomes refined. Every look, every breath, every whispered word is a gift, a sacred offering that no technique can replace. These are invitations into something greater than desire. They are reminders that sacred intimacy is built not in action, but in the presence that leads to it. So, as you step into your intimate moments, remember this: you hold the power to make him tremble, not by trying harder, but by being fully present. That is the secret to creating memories that last a lifetime. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more insights, and share your own wisdom in the comments. Your story may be exactly what another woman needs to hear. Take care of your spirit, and always remember, the most powerful moments are often the quietest ones.